Okay, some quick annotations on this graph. I'm going to try to go through this quickly. So when we do this, we have to first notice what graph we have and what we're being asked about. So this is f, and all of these down below are f prime. So if you're using your chart, this would be like the left-hand column, and this would be the right-hand column. And we can make some annotations to try to relate these back and forth. So first thing that I look for, okay, so let's see, what are key characteristics of f? I see that it has a maximum. All right, so what does that tell me about f prime? If you look at your chart where f has a max, we'll know that f prime is going to be changing from increasing to decreasing, right? Or sorry, positive to negative, which means it's going to cross the x-axis at that point. So if we look, we're looking for a graph that crosses the x-axis from positive to negative right about there. So let's see, we have one here. That one is good so far. This one, no. C, we have one here, yep. And B, no. And then if we scroll down to E, let's see, does that have one there as well? Yes, it does. So potentially E as well. So far we've been able to cross off E and D just because of the potential max. But one thing I didn't look for yet is that it has to go from positive to negative, not just cross the axis, but it has to go from positive to negative. So this one starts above to below, so that one's still good. But if I look at C, this one starts from below to above. That actually goes from negative to positive values, which we remember from our notes, we're talking about positive to negative. So can't be C either. So we're really looking at A and E so far. So now we have to look at some other possibilities. So what else do we know about F that's pretty easy to spot? The x-intercepts don't really tell us much. They would if this was our F prime graph. So let's look at our other left column for F. We can look for where it's increasing or decreasing. So when F is increasing, that tells me that F prime is going to be positive above the axis. So it looks like it's going to be positive increasing this entire time. So I'm looking for F prime graphs that start above the x-axis that entire time. So it's got to be above the x-axis that entire time. Well, it looks like F prime is here. So that's good. That's all above the x-axis. And if I scroll down to E, let's see if that first part is above the x-axis as well. It is. All right, so we can't cross off E yet. All right, now let's go back up and let's see what else we can find about it. So we know that it's increasing and then it goes to decreasing. All right, so since F is decreasing, we know that F prime is going to be negative in that spot. So wherever it's decreasing on F, the original, our F prime is going to be negative, it's going to be below, which happens here. So that one is still good. And then that happens, it looks like it goes down below for E as well. Okay, so we can't cross off A or E yet. So let's keep kind of looking at different aspects of our graph. The other thing that you may notice is that there's something about concavity, concave up to concave down. Let's look at our graph. Let's see if we can identify if this first part is concave up or concave down. Anything that is concave up for F is going to be increasing going up for F prime. So let's take a look here. Is it concave up to start? Yes, it is. And you can see that it is actually concave up right here. But then we switch to concave down right here. Okay, so I'm going to put concave up for this part right here. And we can see that that's an inflection point where it changes. So it's going to start from increasing. And then if it goes to concave down, it's going to decrease, right? It's going to go down. And that's what our graphs tell us. So actually, at this point, we have an inflection point where we have a change in concavity. So our F prime graph is going to go from increasing to decreasing. Does that happen here where it goes from increasing to decreasing at that point? Absolutely. So I have like a good feeling about A. I'm just going to see if E does the same thing. Does E go from increasing to decreasing there? No, E is decreasing throughout, which would tell me my original graph should be concave down the entire time, which just isn't true. We once again see that it's concave up. Okay, then it goes to concave down. Then it goes back to concave up. So our answer for that one is A. All of these things that we wrote off to the side would be great pieces of justification. So use a sentence starter. We know, okay, we could just say, since, we could say since f has, a max at blank, okay, what did we know about f prime? We knew that f prime, comma, f prime, what was going to change from positive to negative, right? So that's kind of like a nice sentence starter where you can say, okay, if f does this, that means f prime is doing this. And we can always flip this if we have to go the other way around. I hope that helps you. Goodbye.